Okay, so your teams are...
All right, everyone. It's Chris with Chris and Rob Gaming, and we also have Ben here. He's here to help out with the commenting and what you call it?
Being clever.
Yeah, I'm trying to be clever.
No, that's what I'm here for.
Oh, to be clever.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And Joe will be in a few minutes. So this is a matchup between Laurier-Joseph Burelle and Nick Wahle. Laurier is kind of a jerk when it comes to his teams. He's really good at his teams, and he pilots really well. And Nick's pretty good. What are your thoughts on their teams, Ben?
You may want to turn your audio off.
Oh, you heard me call you a jerk, or your team a jerk.
Yes, I heard it.
All right.
He did it on purpose. Laurie.
Trying to psych you out. Sorry.
All right, I'm going to...
I'm just trying to help Nick out because your dice rolls are going to psych him out. Maybe. It does me all the time.
All right, I'm going to choose to go with my boom boom.
Oh,
Yeah, Laurie is a pretty solid runner of teams. But I really like the
Here,
more
let me lay it out for you. That'll make
shockwave combo.
Oh, I've got it.
So-
yeah.
And Nick has that cool
fantastic.
sidekick
Yeah.
team with the Wongs and unblockables. So he has lots of options with the unblockable Wong and the Yuan Ti.
Yeah. As they say, nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So good matchup. Should be good matchups. I think all the quarterfinals are going to be pretty strong.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put my insect plague on yellow and improvised weapon on pink.
Okay.
All right. So they're running.
I'll adjust. So
The insect
whatever
plate
you-
team.
Yeah.
So sidekicks. So Wong and Yuan Ti
Okay. Team
swarming.
ups on green, investigations on blue.
You got Nick's running. And Laurier is running his.
They're. Are they both running like boom booms?
All right. So because I lost
no,
the
Nick
I
is
get
not
to
running
decide
Boom
whether I
Boom
go
team.
first or second.
Oh, he is.
here.
I think it's the.
Morph. Or is that not right?
Choose whatever.
You
Nick
choose
is not
your
running his
team
Boom Boom
last,
team.
But because I didn't get the benefit of
Oh.
Nick is running his
last, I get to
Hulk,
choose whether I go first or
Madam
second.
Mask, Mimic,
okay.
Professor X.
I keep
Shriek.
asking that every time. I never remember it. So
Okay.
Go ahead and choose.
Okay, I will choose to go first.
Is that the collector? Green Devil
Best
Mask?
of luck to you, sir.
No, the other team.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck to you, and hopefully I give a
Alright.
fighting chance. I guess.
Oh, look, the games we think we're least likely to win are the ones we end up pulling the biggest surprises in. All right, let's
Everyone in the top 8 is really good and deserves to be here. Nick, you're really good. I've seen a lot of your matches. Don't sell yourself short, man.
And seeing your team, I agree with that sentiment. All right, well, best of luck to you.
I feel like I've gotten lucky a few times, too many. And last night's matches put me through the paces. You can ask Ben about that.
I may just do that later, but for now, I'm not keeping any of this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's see here.
Okay. So what's a good turn 1 buy here? Is it going to
So,
be
rules on your
Yancy
end,
Boom Boom
you
or
have
Investigation?
this, you have that, you have...
Professor
Oh,
X, I've got insect plague. I've
So
got
Nick
Hulk.
doesn't have
And of course, on the reroll, I didn't get a mask. Okay.
any prep
I guess I will
levels.
go for an investigation then.
So I think,
Over to you.
and maybe Laurier is trying to get some investigations out before, or forcing Nick to go for the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. That's not a bad plan because it's not the
In
course
terms
of
of
action
levels,
that
I have
Nick
Billy Club,
generally wants to go
Tesseract,
with.
and Tabaxi Rogue.
Okay. None of the general ramps, so.
Turn down. All right. Closing my door.
I think I'm going to keep this. Purchase Wong and field 2 sidekicks.
Oh.
And pass to you.
All right.
So this is a smart opening move from Nick. He's going to try and hit
That's a
Laurier
kick in the
very
teeth.
fast and very
Alright, let's
quickly.
see here.
So thinning his bag with the 2
Let's
psychics out is
keep
actually
these
pretty
two.
useful for him.
Mm.
Okay. So let's see here. could do some thinning out. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll do that, I think. I'll field a sidekick. I'll pay 2 for a boom boom. I will...
Is
Professor X will field another sidekick.
thinning out his bag as best he can to make sure he can have more of a guaranteed pull and
Going
increase his
forward.
chances of pulling what he wants.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, though, also that Laurier is running the Billy Club Global when he doesn't really have a specific need as such for masks.
Yeah.
Probably not what I want.
Although his bigger cost characters, apart from Blob, are masks, I suppose.
Well, he may be using it for just more protection than anything. Because that is a pretty nasty removal if it rolls right. And that's a big if.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 3 for Shriek. And for Mask, I'm going to field a sidekick.
Okay.
And pass to you.
Both players are doing exactly what they
Bag
need to
refill?
thin out their bag and just continue to purchase bare necessities until they can get their ramp going.
Well, both teams are particularly cheap.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, of course. Okay, what can I do here?
I think Nick needs to just watch
Make yourself that.
how many investigates Laurier is actually buying and not let him get all 3.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do
Because
that.
once the
Maybe
player with
run
investigation
into
gets
a
all
mask
3, it's pretty...
before
I mean, he
running
doesn't have
off.
spot out, but still.
Okay.
Mask priority, pass turn.
I think Laurier is watching
Okay.
for Nick
You're
to
feeling better,
purchase
right?
more of the investigations, so he can just turn around and hit him with the with his
3
whatchamacallit guy,
and 4.
with the Banshee.
That's true.
That's a pretty nasty card.
Yeah, it's okay. I think the early blob was actually a really smart purchase from Laurier because Nick is going to be swinging through with a bunch of stuff, so he's not going to have his characters necessarily in the field all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
That's a little bit rough right there.
Ouch.
Yep. That's not
Well,
great.
it lets him buy another one
Yeah.
or switch to a NT
With that,
and
right?
still field the Shriek.
So I want to do something more.
With him, would he shriek the blob here to make sure that he can't take away his Yantis?
All right.
Given that Laurier
gonna
doesn't really
Shriek
have another
your,
form of control other than blob,
Okay.
Or Billy Club, but still.
And then with this,
I may have gone with the
I think I'm
blob.
going to spin this into a mask.
What'd he pick?
He picked Boom
From
Boom.
your Billy Club.
Yep.
And I purchased Mimic.
I mean, it's keeping him from doing his
And pass to you.
damage things.
4 in bag.
It's understandable why he did that, but
Okay.
yeah, I
Do
probably
not
would have gone with
need
Blob.
You on that face.
I think it's
In fact, don't need shields right now much. Keep the action, reroll the rest.
Well, he still is going to have
Sorry,
Hulk.
we didn't keep. Are you keeping a timer?
No.
I
Okay,
am.
let's. Oh, fantastic! Please let us know when we're on time.
Preferably a 5-minute warning.
You're under 20 minutes now. It's 1945.
Thank you. Okay. In this case, I'm going to be buying a Yanti.
Okay.
I'm going to be using investigation. So bag is empty, so bag refill, and I get 1, 2, 2 sidekicks. Okay, so sidekick face that landed all the way over here. Sorry about that. And question mark. Okay, so I guess that means I'm going to be fielding a sidekick and fielding my rather useless boom boom.
All right.
Okay. Well,
I mean-
interesting that Laurier didn't
and,
spin down there to field
last
the
turn.
Boom Boom
Drawing 3,
Hmm.
refilling.
before he used Investigate.
Yeah.
A little bit of an early let off for Nick.
Did Laurier draw anything from the investigation?
Yeah, he drew 2 sidekicks.
Oh, and he just filled it up. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to make sure it's something. My apologies. All right.
I'm going to spend this purchase Scarlet.
Going with the Scarlet Witch is
and
going to be
I will
trying
cast,
to.
turn in priority.
He may let off
Okay,
on
well,
Boom
I don't know what
Boom
to do, so
and
it's turn then.
do
All right.
Blob at some point
So this is what's left in my bag. Nothing else.
with that play.
Okay, that's good.
The good thing for Nick is that Laurier now has to pick whether he wants to stop the shriek
Reroll the Yanti.
or he wants to
Keep
choose between Wong and Yuan-Ti.
Yeah.
Ah, of course.
So it's going to set up Nick's choices from here on out, and
I
he
will pick
Yeah.
one.
he has
Blob,
the directive on the
name
counter at that
your
point.
Wong.
All right.
Okay.
Wong is blocked.
So
Okay.
that's
I will
interesting.
then use Billy
So okay,
Club
he chose
to
Wong
use
because
the
Wong
mats.
is kind of like a
I will be
self-dealing
myself.
Monster.
damage like monster. So
Actually,
whereas
yeah.
Yuan-Ti
Okay, no, I won't take it back. 'cause it doesn't
forces
make a
Nick
difference either
to
way.
go and buy
Because I
actions,
just realized that was the wrong play, but I
which
can fix
fits
it
with
just
Laurier's Banshee.
with
Yeah.
using your own global. So I'm gonna pay 3 for a Tabaxi Rogue.
Okay.
Pass priority.
I will field a sidekick of my own.
Okay.
Nice to see both players are remembering this globals on both sides.
All right. I have
'Cause
4 dice.
That does come up where people forget the globals. I know I do all the time.
Keep him there.
But these guys are much better than me because they're the top 8 and I'm not. Oh man.
All this.
It's confusing sometimes online. That's one of the bigger challenges of playing online.
Yeah.
Being able to memorize what's useful and what's not, particularly when there's a multitude of globals to choose from.
Yeah. Would you have rerolled the sidekicks there to try to get a lightning bolt to purchase a Yuan-Ti?
Maybe Laurier's got a lot of damage.
He can buy a Hulk right here.
Yeah, which might be in. Now we'll see if Nick remembers that he has a mask.
Yeah.
That's putting a lot of dice into his bag, though.
Yeah. It's just with the status of the game right now, it might not be a bad idea. He's got a good 15 minutes before he has to make sure he has lethal, and he does have the tempo.
For 3.
But Laurier could just take it right back at any moment too.
Okay.
And
Wow, that's a lot of stuff going into his bag.
He just buy all improvised weapons,
All 3, yeah.
second.
and he doesn't have a
Do
way
you
to.
mind if I backtrack?
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry.
that's nice
Just
of Laurier.
realized something.
He doesn't have anything to equip it to.
That's a lot of bag clutter. I probably shouldn't do.
Good call, Ben.
But I
Good
can
call.
change this to a mask.
There you
1,
go.
2,
Good
3,
call,
4,
Chris.
5, 6.
All right, welcome to the booth, Joe.
Okay.
Good to be here.
And that's a lot less than the bag.
All
I
right.
hope you
First up.
gentlemen enjoyed your Mother's Day.
Field psychic of my own.
It's
Just
only
like
Mother's Day in America and Canada, not in real places.
well, aren't you in Canada?
Not in real places.
Yeah, but my mom's not, so.
1,
Oh, so
3.
you don't call her and be like, "Hey, just so you know, this is a weird thing over here in North America. Happy Mother's Day." And she's
Yeah.
like, what?
Okay. That is
Ooh.
fine. This is not.
He definitely needs that tobacco to come. Oh, at least he
That
got
is
double
even
mask.
less fine.
That's
But when life gives you lemons, you buy a banshee. No, not banshee. Sorry, not a banshee. Sorry, can I take that back? When life gives you lemons like this, what do you do? What do you do?
14
Does he-
minutes and 30 seconds, gentlemen.
Yeah, you need a.
It looks like he needs a billy club here.
Yeah.
So you're going for
Because
anti-mag.
Laurier
the
doesn't
thing-
have the tempo at all.
Okay, in that case.
The problem Nick has, though, is while he does have the
you're
Hulk,
Going for anti-bag clutter, which is
there's
interesting.
not
That's all I'm saying.
that many ways he has
I'm
to
going
trigger
to
hitting
buy
the
an
Hulk.
investigation and buy a Yanti.
Just keep swinging.
I'm going to do the opposite.
I think he's
All right.
got to get
Over to you.
Yantis out. He's got that bag of deliciousness going in there.
Yeah, that switch is going to be useful as well when it comes out.
Yeah.
First, so the improvised weapons kind of end up being useless. So we'll go with this.
What did he get coming out of his bag?
I think it was a switch and
Oh.
3 psychics.
He went right into the board where the psychics are. Yeah, it's just going to go there. Oh.
That's a very good roll.
That doesn't
Switch
get much
UNT
better.
and sidekick.
Yep. I think that's pertinent. Like she's a free
So-
fielding too. Even if
Gonna keep
she
that.
wasn't.
Field my Scarlet. Purchase UNT. Field a sidekick.
Okay.
Such a good
Turn
turn.
in priority.
All right.
Wow.
4 in bag.
So Nick's definitely building towards just doing some big
Okay.
things.
So this I keep. This I can keep.
You
I'm
both
forced to
throw
reroll
the-
this because of Scarlet.
So he rolls up a
Do I
sidekick
reroll the sidekick
wild.
as well?
a
Yes,
level
I
2
reroll the
Yanti.
So
Yeah, Scarlet just in time.
Laurier kept
Okay.
that, didn't keep that
I'll
psychic, so he
Serac.
could use that for a Serac.
The one
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, seems smart.
And it doesn't come out.
That hurts.
That didn't even look like a
I pay
roll. It
one
looked
of
like the
two
die
to
just
field
slid.
Yanti,
It's his magic. You can't tell it's
and
rolling.
Pay the other one +1 for another Yanti.
Ooh.
Alright.
And now my bag's gonna be huge. Anyway, that's life.
These two don't have any way to filter through their bag, do they?
Common
No.
UNT, correct?
They are both
Yes.
relying on Mimic,
Block
Okay.
or so Nick's relying on Mimic, and Laurier relying on
1, 2,
Investigation.
3, 4.
Which Nick could
Anything with wall?
accelerate his game plan here if he gets Mimic. And he can't feel that. Oh, that comes up on a good side for him.
Mhm.
That can be a keeper.
He has.
And
If he gets it here, it's good.
But the problem both of them have is they don't have the traditional pieces that go alongside their ramp. So Nick
Alright,
doesn't
so
have
I am going to go ahead and field
he has the Professor X, but he doesn't have the Billy Club to
Claiming
give
my
him
own
those
sidekick.
constant masks.
Yeah.
I am
And
going
Laurier
to
doesn't have the spot to make
use
that
a
investigate.
mask,
But-
truly ridiculous.
Professor X,
But Laurier gives him the Billy
fielding
Club,
a sidekick,
That's true.
so I will
which is kind of
roll the
ridiculous.
dice.
But if you're not ready to use it,
Yeah.
I'm going to change one of my sidekicks
here he is though.
into a mask, since I haven't done that yet.
And
I will
hold.
pass priority.
Pass back.
I'm going to declare that this lone sidekick is unblockable.
Oh no, he's not. He's just gonna pump it.
Pumping it up.
How much damage is he? 2 damage?
First blood for
3.
3.
3.
Alright.
Okay.
1 for the sidekick and
That's
2
all.
for the.
All right. So
All right.
bag's empty. Time for a refill. This time, however, it's a lot thicker than it was. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy.
I think
Not
Banshee.
one
It might be
matches
Banshee
on
time
the
for
same
Laurier
square
here.
is there. Especially
Laurier
not
just has to
landing
get
like
some
this.
consistency on those.
Red.
Yeah. He needs
Investigate.
Reroll.
or a Bill. He needs to get Billy
No,
Clubs.
no, actually, no. Keep the
Probably
dice.
right now.
The problem with Billy Club though is it's still vulnerable to switch.
No reroll.
True.
Gonna
But at least he's got a
spend
Serac.
one of those 2 on the Serac Global to reroll this.
Oof.
And
I
the
swear, he's just letting it
That's-
slip out. It's not. He's not actually rolling it.
Okay.
he's rumbling it around in his hand and just
Yes,
putting
I
it down.
will
He is doing it. It's just
spend
his magic has run out in this
1,
game.
2,
Apparently.
I'm gonna learn that technique. If you start it on the
Where you just slide it on the map.
yeah.
Team up.
Well,
Oh,
obviously I'm not gonna learn it because it's just rolling terribly for him. But
Investigation, correct?
I'm sure
Yes.
you could work out ways to make it
Okay.
good.
Finished.
All right. So, in that perspective, I will pass priority,
Okay.
and then I will attack with a lone sidekick.
I'll
You should-
block with the sidekick.
Okay.
Some form of ramp.
yeah.
Oh, okay. What do I do here? Do I just give us both ramp? No. I will Billy Club Global it into a mask.
Love that
And
play.
That's such a jerk play.
Ben's
Yeah.
that trick that I learned last night.
It's fun.
I never thought to do that.
You're getting a call out there, Ben.
All
Yeah.
Yeah. Little shout out.
9 minutes and 15 seconds, gentlemen.
No need to give us reminders that frequently, I don't think. Okay,
It's every 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right. That's a lot of
You're stressing Laurier out there.
stuff.
I think Laurier's in a bad spot.
Yeah, Laurier's stressed because he's definitely in a bad spot now.
But I'm gonna reroll.
Well, that blob call I think was
All right.
it was a good move, right? But
Not for
Nick's
late
got a
game.
lot of options.
Did he just not get the Hulk?
You could
I'm
just
gonna go
swing
ahead
through a
and field the
sidekick for
So wait, he called Wong with his
Wong.
blob?
Yeah.
drawing and
Oh
prepping
man,
two.
that's rough.
But it's not a terrible decision, right? Because Wong gets through quite quickly with the Insect Plague
Hmm.
Global, and it forced Nick to take a little bit of a deviation.
Right.
And I think Laurier was hoping that it would force Nick into
I am going to
buying some actions
purchase
up.
But again, this is what we talked about on the
Two
wrap up, was having teams with
improvised
multiple
weapons.
win cons so that they can get out of situations like that where you have that
Mhm.
single targeted
I
removal
will pass you
or
priority.
defensive piece, control piece.
I'll field a sidekick.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I hope Nick
And
is
I'm
going to
going
save a
declare
mask here
Insect
to make a
Plague that
sidekick.
This sidekick is unblockable.
Okay.
Hmm.
And he can turn
And
down.
Attack with it.
And he can pump them with
and
Hulk's
pump it up
Global.
to 3 again.
Okay. I'm at 14.
Smart, efficient plays.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that
it.
a lot.
Well, that's a
And
good
it
thing
is
about
1
missing
force
the
force,
Wong
not much.
for Nick is that it gives him a source of fists. I know that was the Hulk,
So-
but Wong's as well give him a source of
Drawing
fists.
both
So
investigations really ruined my back.
Yeah, those him just not being able to roll his investigations.
Okay. This I'm gonna keep.
I think if he would have named,
This I'm gonna
well,
keep. This I'm
Scarlet
gonna
Witch was
keep.
already out when he got Blob out, so
Oh, fudge. Not quite what I was hoping for.
he can spend 2. He can roll
Kept
down.
it on double bolts. Fudge.
He
that's
can.
a very bad word in Canada.
Yeah,
Please type it.
he could spend. I mean, it's not exactly what he wants, but he can field and have a wild still.
Yeah.
To clutter your bag or not to clutter your bag? That is the question.
I think he probably wants an extra energy just to buy the.
Okay, definitely field one. In fact, I'll field both.
Feel both and then
Just be happy about it.
And
Because if
hold
he
that.
gets a energy
pass
or
priority, pass turn.
action
If he
die,
has
Very
one
first.
action, yeah.
I know you
It's-
have. I see you have energy.
Yeah, I'm going to field a sidekick.
Then I'm gonna pass turn.
because
So
he's going to be
draw one,
doing
bag is empty.
9.
Yes. Yes.
10.
Sorry.
He's going to be doing
This
10
energy that I
damage.
just used
Well, so yeah,
was
one from the tune and then
Correct.
all 3 of their attacks is 9, so that's 10.
said,
Plus
Yeah.
the boom boom would be 2.
And if he has anything to
just do
boost
that.
it, like with the Hulk Global,
Mike,
So yeah, Nick just has to be a little bit wary
1, 2,
of the
3,
fact that
he's got all those
and a
Yantis.
4.
he has got those
Hulk
Yantis.
is being
Oh, they do
rather
have.
shy.
Okay, they have Tabashi Rogue, which is a form of bag control.
Yeah, it's just they're usually winding up short, like by 1 energy.
Yeah.
That's
So,
going to be a reroll. Those are
something that I
rerolls.
noted earlier was that Laurier could have, or I noticed earlier, was that Laurier could have went for the Banshee, and it would have helped him in the long game here,
I think those
since
are
he's having issues rolling up his
roll
energy
these.
It
or
would've-
his actions.
Yeah, it would have tilted things a little bit more towards him, his way, making it a little bit even.
I think the
Okay.
problem is that Nick didn't go for the investigate,
I
so
can work with that.
or he didn't go for the improvised weapons, right? Which is the only thing that really he'd be churning through. So
Let's see.
I think that's why he was annoyed last turn because he could have kept the 2 bolts and bought the Banshee.
Yeah.
So I'm going to field a sidekick.
Yep.
Drawing and prepping 2 dice.
This is game 1, correct?
Yeah.
Uh,
Ben, let him know 5 minutes. Last time I said something, I got yelled at.
I'll do it at the most inopportune time.
Okay, fair enough. So he's got 2 improvised weapons. He could just let
I'm
his
gonna purchase
Wong go to the side.
another yuan
During
key
the attack step?
Okay.
with that. I'm gonna field my yuan T.
Yeah, Nick hasn't realized that little combo.
I am going to
Because the Wong's just better, right?
spin this guy.
Yeah, he's
on
gonna
left.
make his sidekick unblockable and then
I
do the imp
will
weapon
add
twice.
Priority to you.
Ooh, and he could
That's
swing with Yanti.
Just
too.
so you know, guys, 5 minutes.
Okay. Alright, I'm
I told you
going to
inopportune.
attack,
I didn't say who it would be inopportune for, Chris.
You are right.
Laurier is
Go ahead and
probably
use
like muting his mic,
improvised
string
weapon.
of curses coming
So
out of
you'll
his
take
mouth.
1 damage
I
to
can
base
only
yuan T,
imagine so many fudges coming out of his mouth.
And I will roll this.
Yeah, he's like a candy factory right about now.
Oh, he gets to prep a die.
Bolts.
Prep.
So I draw and prep a die. My bag is empty. So this goes
And
over.
Laurier doesn't have that back zero go out
However,
there, does he?
this is unblockable. So now I'm going to go into the attack step, declaring her as an attacker. So this goes to the use pile.
Yeah, he's
Wait.
following through
And
correctly.
I will do it again.
The Yuan-Ti
Doing this
was
in
in
correct
the use pile, correct? That's what he rolled, right?
Yeah, but since
Oh,
it
yeah.
rolled energy, it goes into the prep area because
No,
he
it
doesn't have
doesn't.
everything. He doesn't.
No, with the-
It says you return it. So part
Yeah,
of
but
improvised
three.
weapons thing, the reason why you
So
can do that is because
that's
it goes back to the
another
used
damage
pile.
from Attune,
And
he
then
gets to
six
prep
from
one.
six Yuan-Ti- or six
No, it
damage
does
from
it
Yuan-Ti,
after, I
correct.
think.
2
Let me
damage
check.
from Attune, and then 6 from Yuan-Ti.
The wording's
So I
a little
believe
bit
that
weird on
puts
this
you down
one.
to 6.
What's chat
Correct.
feel? How do you feel about that?
Alright. And I
Because
have
I've
my
seen it
mouse.
played out either way, and I haven't really had
We'll go
anybody
from there.
call it.
All right.
I think that's
So-
wrong. I think it doesn't go. I think it specifically says.
Bag plus 2 of these.
Let me try and find it.
And 1, 2. Oh boy.
So what we're questioning is
We deal with
improvised
that at the same
weapon.
time.
If you only have one die in your use pile, and it's the die that you're rolling
Okay,
for
this
improvised
I'm gonna have
weapon,
to reroll. This I cannot reroll.
do you
This I'm gonna
then
reroll
prep
as
it
well.
if it rolls on an energy, the die that you rolled?
Okay,
because it's
Laurier
returned
could have
back
a
to
big
the
turn here.
used.
Okay.
Oh,
This comes
oh,
already.
wow.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Now I'm going to definitely Acerarak my team up.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh my
Okay, so
god.
he gets it here.
He wins.
First of all,
This is wins.
So he gets team up and goes off.
where I'm gonna draw 2 from
That
here.
is going to be game.
2 sidekicks.
3 elevation.
Laurier pulling victory
Actually,
from defeat
4.
like
1,
he
2,
always does.
3, 4. Boom
Oh,
Boom's X-Men.
Wow.
Blob is both villain and Brotherhood, and she is monster. So Attune deals you
Yeah.
1 from Yuan-Ti. Then team up, you take 1.
Okay,
Attune from
thanks a lot,
Yuan-Ti. All
Jordo.
my characters get +3/+3.
Did Nick do his attune
I
damage last
will pay a
round
mask to make
Yeah,
this
he did.
psychic unblockable.
He did.
to Laurier?
I will pass priority.
Okay.
So
Okay.
6, 6.
That
That's-
was the
So
mistake.
guys,
So
the
that's all
consensus
gonna
from the
prep
chat
shields.
on that improvised
Yeah,
weapon
don't do
call
that.
is that you wouldn't get the
Yeah, you wouldn't.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't get to prep the die that you rolled.
Because it says, because it says specifically you prep a die and then you return
Okay.
the
I
rolled dice to
And
the use pile.
I then declare an attack step
is that-
with all my Yuan-Tis and the sidekick. All my Yuan-Tis are +3, so that's 6, 12, 18, 18, and this guy has
that is
+3 as
enough.
well, so he's a 4, so that's 22 damage.
Wow.
Yeah, I should have probably bought one of those team ups instead of all my
Team up's so good.
improvised weapons.
Should have bought what? Sorry?
Oh no, I mean that's the match.
1, 1,
More
2,
than 20
3,
unblockable damage.
Yeah.
4. No,
Team
it's
up
plus. It's +3
three.
because Blob is 3
Good
different
game.
versions.
No,
Boom Boom
that
is
was,
1.
very
Yanti is another one. So
together.
it's 4 different
Right,
things.
yeah.
So it's +3.
Yeah,
'Cause
he
it's
did that.
minus-
Yeah, so 6, 12, 18.
6, 12. No, I should have done that. I should have pinged out one of your.
Because
Yuan-Ti.
Blob is Brotherhood and villain. Boom
Yeah,
Boom's X-Men.
Yeah, they did it
I
right.
mean,
yeah,
even if you'd remove one
it's just
Yuan-Ti,
someone
that
saying
was
something in
Sure.
chat.
Still 6,
Ah,
12,
okay.
16, 17, 8. I guess. Yeah,
No,
good match. Very. Yeah.
All right.
I
Yeah, that's a bit
I
annoying
know
from
you
Nick's point of view,
sweating at the
'cause-
beginning, which is why you shrieked her. But
Nick,
yeah, that was very interesting. Okay, so I have to switch.
And I think I'm going to switch to, as I believe that might be a more favorable matchup for me.
Okay.
yeah, we did say that Nick had to be a little wary of the fact that Laurier had those 3 Yuan-Tis out.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't know that he was just gonna like get absolutely what he wanted on that turn.
That's true. But yeah, I think instead of doing the
Okay,
attune damage to
so
Laurier,
what's in that one?
he would have been better off
if I
just
didn't
pinging off
draw
the
my-
Yuan-Tis.
At least
Yeah.
one of my investigates and roll it there. That I was pretty much toast.
Yeah,
So
I
the
think I can
total,
blame,
the reason why you guys are saying it's
Chris
+3 is because
talking
of
about the
Blob's
dice
2
roll, that
affiliations,
was-
and
that
then
was
Boom
completely
Boom's
it, that's
X-Men
why I lost.
affiliation, and then Yanti's monster affiliation.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
just to clarify for everybody else.
All right.
Okay, where's my there's my Hulk. Okay, so this.
Man,
this.
Laurier is just kind of scary with
Alright.
his roles and
So
his
you
team,
put
the way he
magic
plays.
missile on
Honestly, he's
3.
really good.
Yep, Magic missile
proton
on green.
cannon on blue, aka purple. Mission on pink, and shockwave on yellow.
I'm sorry, your audio cut out a little bit there. I heard shockwave on yellow, so the other one would be resurrection.
Resurrection on pink.
Okay.
Do you gentlemen need me to keep time again for you?
That would be very appreciated.
Sure.
Okay,
that
will
works.
do.
Otherwise, I think one of us can remember to actually set a timer.
Well, yeah. I mean, would you want to?
I can.
Your job's
Find
being
my
taken
phone.
away from you, Chris.
All right. Well,
don't-
I guess I just lost another job. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. The Joker James.
Mr. Miracle earned his keep for game 1.
So,
Yes, indeed.
Laurier has a pretty good team, but Nick was correct
Your
in
crack
changing
crew
it
is
up
quite strong as well.
for the counter.
All right.
So Laurier's got to
That's what I
prioritize getting
wanted
that
to be
shriek out
fast
early
and
if he
it's
wants to
not
call the Kate
been fast
Bishop,
enough.
and in order to be able to swing in with an effective Mr. Fix-It.
25 minutes. All right, and I get to choose.
Correct.
I think I'm gonna choose to go first. So I'm gonna draw 3.
I really like that
Throw one out.
this morph
And
team,
bring the
this
dice.
morph version that
Alright.
Nick is running is one of my favorites.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
me and you were just talking before the tournament about how we kind of like morph, and I was telling you, man, it's really good, and then it does get shut down in a big way on some teams, but man, it's so funny, it's so good.
It's very good. I've been talking about running it with unstable canister rather than
Shockwave,
shockwave.
Yeah.
It's 1 less damage, but a little bit more
That's it.
control.
control, and you don't have to worry about you rolling level 1 characters.
The Shockwave Global,
Yeah.
The Resurrection Global, Kate Bishop.
Yes, I have your
Billy.
team in front of me.
Calm down, Laurier. Just because you won doesn't mean you need to talk to him like that.
Joe, I would chickadee check yourself before you redirect yourself. He is a wizard.
So, my turn then?
Apparently letting those dice slide on the playmat.
Okay.
Dude, I think what he was doing is making things come up as energy just to give Nick some hope on that one.
A shriek.
Just he's had a
Oh,
few
okay.
he's had a few matches
Then
where
I'm
it's
gonna
like
feel the
comes down to
psychic.
the last thing
Then
where
I'm
it's
gonna
about to
pass
go to
priority
time,
and-
and it looks like Laurier is about to lose. Then Laurier just pulls out massive rolls.
Drawing 4.
So I think you're a bit of a Laurier fanboy.
I'm not a fan. It's just watching his gameplay. It's oh my god, he is a
But-
wizard.
Rerolling
I will
1.
note that Laurier did exactly that.
Fair enough.
He went for the
I'm gonna turn
shriek
this
in
into
order
a
to shut
mask.
down the Kate Bishop Global.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope the Nick doesn't forget the Heimdall.
For 1, or, I'm sorry, for 4. Refilling the bag.
Okay, that's not a bad play.
Yeah, he's prioritizing
That's
he's prioritizing bag control over extra
Okay,
dice.
Things.
so I'm gonna need to reroll. Let's see, what do I need of this?
Yeah, this way he gets to guarantee what he pulls
Reroll
next
all
turn.
these. Keep the question mark. That's better. Okay. So, Heimdall.
Do they
Proton
both have
Cannon,
Heimdall or just one of them?
I
Resurrect.
think one of them has Heimdall. Let me see.
Okay.
They just just
Yeah,
Laurier.
it's just Laurier.
Okay.
Draw 1. Pass priority.
So
And-
Laurier wants to roll all of his dice so he could be able to purchase a Mr. Fix-It as well as a Hellfire Club.
Which is really gross.
So he's setting up for a quick and easy turn 4 kill.
That is about as bad as it gets.
He is not wrong. He's used when his opponent has the unstable canister. Oh.
My goodness. That is the most perfect roll I've seen.
And he can field everything.
He can field everything as well as Resurrection, which gives him better bag management as well.
Isn't Boom Boom 2?
No, yeah, Boom Boom's 2.
I'm going to spend all 3.
Oh, that's right, that's right. I
field
thought
both
Boom
of the
Boom was
heats,
on her lower face.
He can't pull
and
him back
I'm going
though.
to declare Shockwave for my morph.
Okay.
Mm.
And
I think Nick may have been just better off waiting and buying that collector that turn. Just because with collector, and in particular the
Well, I
shriek
can.
that Nick's running, you'd have a perfect answer to the fix it.
Michael, I don't know if I saw you before, but welcome to the stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing in.
Glad to have you on.
Forgot to reset those.
Oh,
I mean, he gets to do a total of 5 here, so it's not that bad.
true.
Well, actually, he could possibly
gonna
push
go ahead
more
and
with that
attack.
boom boom, but
With my morph. So
Okay,
that's an
so my
automatic-
psychic is good.
And an automatic 5 damage to you.
Yeah.
And then,
And then another 2 from Morph,
yes.
correct? Because you have no masks too. Okay.
I think I think
Not.
that collector may have been a.
Yes.
All right. So
A better
2 of
move.
these,
So how much
plus
damage
bag
was done right
50,
there?
So refill. I don't even know why I'm
3
thinking.
damage?
These are all sidekicks.
He did
Now-
5, 6,
5.
7.
Oh, it was 7,
Good
yeah, that's right.
commentary.
Because the
Open
Okay.
it's
I mean,
not.
What do I do?
You can't
Yeah,
really
it's not.
argue with the open field.
Definitely. Okay.
I think-
So
reverse.
basically, Nick has to pray right here because he didn't.
Hey.
I
good
mean,
Uh,
Not what I want.
he didn't really set
Okay,
himself
you
up for a
have
good
1, 2, 3, 4,
defense.
5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, so you're gonna get a refill. I think
mean-
I've got to go ahead and blank your Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
That is good.
Okay, so I'm gonna field the sidekick, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
he's got to just bite the bullet and fix it.
That's why I
6
think maybe
fix it,
missing that morph. I mean, I know it was 7 damage, but if he
and then
instead
1
of gone
res.
morph boom boom, he could have gone for the collector.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
It's
You
given
are
a
right.
little bit of flexibility against the
Refilling.
fix it, right?
Yeah, it's
That's
just
right,
the boom boom costs 2 to field though. He wouldn't be able to buy collector.
I know because he missed, right? He missed the boom boom and the morph.
Oh, just take that and go with it.
Instead of rolling it, yeah, take it.
Mm. Yeah.
The good thing for Nick
the
is
risk
that
and
that
payoff.
that shriek, sorry, is level 1.
Maybe.
Morph. He really needs Morph to land right here and name Shockwave so he can get rid of that level 1 shriek.
Yep. Does Laurier doesn't have anything in the field to just use? Oh, that's brutal.
All right. I'm gonna field.
What's
my
their ramp?
sidekick.
Is it just res?
I'm gonna
Mhm.
send
Into
this
Baxi
sidekick
Rogue?
It's Res to Baxi
Sure.
Rogue and
Heimdall.
Heimdall
Mm.
pseudo
I'm gonna
ramp.
Purchase a Billy Club,
That's actually decent ramp for these teams for both of them.
So
and then I am
Ben
going
made
to
the correct
regulate.
call. Earlier, I think Nick should have gone
And
for like a turn 2 or
back
turn
here.
3 collector there,
Over to me.
especially whenever he did all this Heimdall
One
and
here,
Resurrection
3 of
shenanigans.
these.
Mm. I mean, he does have the life total to where he's.
I did not want
I
you
mean,
this turn.
Laurier's team is just a 1-turn kill.
Right, but so if he would have grabbed the
Okay,
collector
so
on that
what
big turn that he Heimdalled, and then instead of rolling his morph and his or fielding his morph and his boom boom, he would have fielded the collector.
This is what I have next.
Had an energy left over so he could shriek on the turn so that he could
Oh, I
purchase
see what
somebody
I
else's
did.
shriek
Yeah.
on the turn that
I'm going to
Mr.
reroll
Fix-It
these
came
two,
out.
Right.
keep
Well, I mean,
this,
we're past that. So,
and- yeah,
yeah, it would have been good if he would have done that, but I think
Reroll these 3, in fact.
having the 7 damage when ahead, to where
Difference,
Laurier has to
I'm
worry
going
about
pay 4
getting Fix It and getting him rolled right
for a
is good too, but it is a little bit rough for
backup plan of
for Nick
sorts.
right now.
See, the Hellfire Club is a bit of a dangerous call here from Laurier because if he uses it, right, that frees up the Kate Bishop
Over
label
to you.
Yep.
Yep.
for Nick.
That is the rare Chewinga, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's interesting that you said that, Ben, because I don't know how he's going to get around it if he does wind up KOing the shriek on that same turn that Nick is holding up a mask.
That.
Yeah,
Nick-
he's not.
Nick's just got to hold on to mask every single turn.
Keep that.
Well, but he can because he has Billy Club, right?
Yep.
Nick just needs to
Yep.
remember to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's the thing. There's 2 turns have passed where he hasn't done that.
And he didn't have to worry about because he didn't have Fix It end that yet. So
okay.
he could buy Collector here
Yeah,
and spin
Laurier-
down.
Laurier has at least 1 more turn before he can do any combo with Fix It.
So maybe
So I
Nick
believe we
buys
have 3
Magic Missile here.
sidekicks
to get that boom boom, some versatility.
Mr. Fix It in your bag.
I think
That's
that would be a good play.
Or you can spin down the
That's
sidekick
all,
and
right?
buy a collector.
That's
And then have
correct.
this the mask for
Okay,
in
then I
case
think I'm gonna take
Fix
a
It and
risk.
Hellfire.
Oh wait, no. I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Laurier may have to spend a turn just KOing his Shriek.
Someone knew what was up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Dice
go and
Master
take care of
murder
that.
happening.
Okay, I'm not gonna try and overthink this. So I'm gonna just keep it as is.
Ooh.
I don't think I've re-rolled. I forget if I've re-rolled them. Whatever.
I didn't. I don't recall either.
I think I did. So I'm gonna keep it as is.
I think that's a good choice.
I'm going to go ahead and
He needs to just go for a collector and spin down, and he's good. That's a solid move right there.
But you don't need to necessarily spin down. Actually, you could actually theoretically keep that sidekick because Laurier is going to get Fix It
switch this
and 3 sidekicks next turn.
to a mask
Mm.
so I can Heimdall.
Oh, okay.
That's also a good
I'm gonna
move,
spend
yeah.
this to resurrect. Putting these 2 in the bag.
All right.
What did he buy?
He just
Now my
resurrected. He
Billy
hasn't bought
Club.
anything.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna sit here, passing turn to you. Go
Wow.
All right. So you're right. That's exactly what I have in my bag, and I have. Okay. Thank you.
Because
No, thank you. Not really. I'm gonna pay 1 to field him. I'm gonna resurrect.
Only if he had some kind of spin up, because Fix It with a spin up is so gross.
like that.
Ooh. He's got the overcrush.
Let's proton cannon.
Yes.
Ooh, Fix
Oh,
It's
yeah.
on its level 1 side.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of you getting Billy Club and Morph. There's really not much I can do about it right now, though. Didn't roll the bolts I would have needed. Ah, well. That's life.
Is that level 1 Mr. Fix It as well?
Yes. I'm gonna pass priority and pass turn.
Alright, I am going to go ahead and bolt out your Shriek.
Okay.
see, I think he saved the right energy. But I think he did it a turn too
Feel like
early.
that might come
Yeah.
back to bite me later.
It will come back to bite him later.
I think
There.
Laurier wanted him
I
to
draw
do that
my
right there.
one.
That serves
2, 3,
Laurier
4,
so
and
much
I
more.
go.
Yeah.
But then again, if Laurier gets proton cannon, it doesn't matter.
That's
Oh, he can
good.
get out Mr. Fix It
That's
here.
good.
So he needs to reroll that Billy Club. I would keep all that energy
I'd rather
though.
have that.
I would actually roll the 2 fists and the
That's
shield.
good.
Try and get bolts so you can ping off the Shriek in case he does name the Shriek with the
Oh, okay.
K Bishop.
Yep.
And keep that mask.
Yeah, I think he probably needs.
I don't think he needs to Billy Club here. He's gonna knock out
I think
Fix
I'm
It right here.
cooking now.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to
If I
see
do
Fix It
anything,
again
I'm gonna
though.
go ahead and
This
ask
goes
you
to the
to
use pile
reroll
versus
your
to the KO.
Mr.
Or
Fix
Well,
to
he
the-
has 2 chances to get rid
prep.
of the Fix It, right? Because he
True.
can either Billy Club it
Side.
or it's still going to get KO'd
Okay, he goes back to
when
his
he
level
attacks with the
1.
morph.
Yeah, it
Yes.
it makes it to where he's gonna have less energy to
So I
field
guess
it though.
I'll
So
field
he's got to
one.
hope for a level 1 and
Mhm.
a couple lightning bolts and not have Shriek. I think it's the better play.
Ooh.
Yeah, he just realizes he doesn't want to use that wild for a mask in this situation.
You don't have that. Okay.
You're still better off attacking and just taking the morph.
Yeah, because he can pull back now too.
Yeah, but like Ben said, I would much rather hold those up for magic.
Actually, Nick just misplayed. He would have had game here if he had spent the shield instead of the fist.
Yep.
He could have attacked through into a clear field, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Which
And
would
then
mean
pumped
5
him.
damage. 5 damage, and then he would have had
I'm gonna
2 on the
attack
morph.
with priority.
And 4 with
4
the
on the
Wave
boom boom,
global
which
on
is
Mr.
6,
Fix It,
add
so he
5,
isn't
which is
affected by
11,
action dice.
and then he would have had
Okay.
2 fists.
Then that
Yep.
makes things a lot easier for me.
Oh.
I will
because Larry just
initiate
did
the
that.
attack. Attacking with morph.
KOs the sidekick.
Okay.
Is Morph on his level 1
5
face here?
total damage. So
No.
I have you at 8.
Yep.
And it
Then
also
I need to decide whether I block your morph.
it KOs him because that's a level 1, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Is it not? Okay.
And
No,
you
it's
Can't
zero
remember what
two
his
two.
stats- Okay.
It's
No,
022
no,
and
Fix It.
122.
Fix It is a level 1.
Yeah, but Laurier just
Okay.
paid the.
Yeah,
Oh,
Laurier
okay.
paid the
So
global.
he's at 2 attack.
Okay.
He is at 2 attack.
So
Yeah, I will block him with Fix It.
Alright, I'll let you.
Alright. That's it.
That's it. Your turn.
so if he gets
1, 2, 3,
right now if he gets
4. Oh, that should be fun.
he doesn't need very much to have lethal here. He needs 2 bolts.
10 minutes and 47 seconds.
Okay. That is very good, except I know
Yeah.
exactly what you can do to counter it.
So
I need to
Shriek's.
have her on a 3 toughness side.
I wouldn't take that risk.
I guess
It's
I
coming
don't
down to
need.
a roll.
Hmm?
It's coming down to 1 roll, isn't it?
That's interesting. That could be fun, I guess.
He's got
That's what I
pullback.
have. I do not need this. I don't think so.
I don't know if Laurier should
Please
re-roll
roll
Shriek.
this. And
Yep.
of course, it doesn't happen.
Well, Laurier had to
Alright.
reroll Shriek because
Right.
Nick has 2
Well,
bolts.
Hellfire Club. So goodbye, Boom Boom.
Yep.
Which is not bad.
Feel the sidekick.
Yep, it's not bad at all.
All right. And I do not have a Heimdall. Possibility of Heimdall or Res. That's unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see here.
He does have a Heimdall. He can spin the sidekick down in
Yeah,
Heimdall.
that makes more sense right now. Oh, sorry, that's a bolt. I'm gonna pay 6 for
Ooh.
Hulk. Pass priority.
So he's going
pass
for the
that.
Hulk now.
Swing in with Fix
It's a
It.
good alternate.
Alright.
So
I'll
he's
be
taking 6.
Using, hang on. So
See, if I was Nick here, I might be
Yeah.
tempted just to let that through.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Take the
can't block,
12.
So I'll pass you back priority.
ping him.
So that's up to 6 for 12.
Ping the psychic, you got a clear field.
Yep, and he doesn't have anything
I'm
to
gonna
save
risk it,
himself
I'll
next
take it.
turn.
Nick is in fact taking the
I don't know if
damage.
this is the best idea, but I'll take the 8.
It's a good heads
and the
up
12.
because he's within. Yeah, he's within win here.
What if I have the anti? Mjolnir Global,
Okay.
18.
So we haven't quite gone. Now I'll pull him back. So
Ah,
it'll be a bit-
okay.
Yeah, that was good.
All right.
Laurier professional with the
Nothing's
mind
great,
games here.
actually, So good
Yeah,
for
the
me.
problem with that move is that Nick always gets the right of
And
response.
With my spare energy left, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Tabaxi Row Global.
There you go.
Hey.
Prep it down.
And the thing is, he
So,
doesn't have anything to clear off to save Mr.
Sandy?
Fix It.
No, he doesn't.
So this is an all or
that
nothing
helps
thing
more than
right
you.
here.
Well, we'll see.
So
Over
1,
you.
2.
So this is going to be the game right here. If he gets it, he's good. If he doesn't, it's going to be really rough.
So
Well,
the
Laurier
bonus.
still has full bag.
Yep. Still.
If Shriek had rolled on a 3 side, you would have been in deep doo-doo.
Laurier there just proving that he.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
he's got
As
it.
it is, you're probably going to win it because of that roll.
Yeah.
Nick's got the rolls. Oh wait, Morph is on its 022 side, which means it's on be on
He can
level 1.
he can
Oh, yes, you
pay
do have
and he can pump it.
So
Oh, he can pay and pump it. That's great.
That-
she
Well,
lives-
she's only 2.
Yeah, and Laurier has nothing.
So that's
So there's still gonna be 5 from just those morph
5,
attack.
6, 7, 8. He's got game. That's game.
7,
It-
8.
Laurier sees it. We
Yeah.
see it, but does
You
Nick
are
see it?
completely out of energy and at my mercy, correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, then.
Nick's just checking everything to see if he
double
is
checking my
got
math
it.
I would re-roll
Field that.
those
and Field that.
re-roll that
No.
other
So that will get
mask.
me 5 damage.
No, you
will
have
be
it, it's fine.
KO.
He's got it. He did. He
But
can even go so far as
then
to
you will
roll,
have an
spin
attacker
the
for
sidekick
6,
down
7,
for energy.
8 damage from your fist.
Yeah, you've got game on this.
Man.
Going
Five
through
from
the
the
motion.
shortwave.
Blah 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 blah. Attack.
And
die,
you win this one.
And pumps. Yeah.
Okay. Good game.
Whew. That
Two
was
very good games.
That was close.
Yeah, I gambled on 1 in 3. It didn't work.
If Laurier would have just kept his stuff, well, I mean,
That one.
if he would have kept an energy,
Okay, so now
he could have fixed it.
Chance on that team against your fix it. So we'll see how this next one goes.
Nick's going back to
Alright.
that slower team.
But at least I can say I took you down once. Which, from my reference, are you the one that usually posts in Dice Masters North with the
Yes.
team builds? Okay. Because it seems you quite often go undefeated on the nuts.
Yeah, well, that does happen. Sometimes it's luck, and the thing is, because I switch teams every week, people don't know what to prepare to counter against me. So
Still
that
something,
actually,
something admirable there. Alright.
well, appreciate the compliment.
No, it's been interesting seeing some of the online celebrities of the Dice Masters world.
He's talking about me.
Oh boy. Okay. Celebrities.
I
Ooh.
take it for granted at what it may be, but
Ben's
He's getting
Ben's
a
not
little
in
ahead
this
of
game.
himself.
no, he's the celebrity of the podcast world.
He'll also tell you that he was European champion 2016. So you know.
Oh, really? I would have I never heard that.
Roasted. You're getting roasted, Ben.
Alright.
Who is this Ben?
So,
Am I saying it right? Ben?
But
I will elect to go
look,
first.
guys. Okay, when you've seen the things I have,
Well,
Oh
go
man.
ahead.
Best of luck. So will you be starting a timer?
So this is an interesting matchup. Nick's got to try to outrace or survive
And
Laurier's
improvised
possible
weapon on
fourth
yellow.
turn
Maybe
kill.
that switch will benefit me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Noted. Thank you.
yeah, it's gonna have to be a
So
very
that's not what I want.
fast race for Nick.
Just like fielding
So
some-
Nick's gonna have to prioritize either control or just straight up
Guess I
go for
could.
the Wongs
I
and
guess I
the
could
insect
go back
plagues.
res on this.
I think
Well, I think-
he's got to go for switch.
Yeah, I guess I could keep it.
You probably want to try and get Switch and Wong as your first two buys.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna buy
It's just
myself
he's got that
Proton Cannon,
Astrak to fix
pass
things for
priority,
himself.
pass turn.
Wait, no, this doesn't have
Alright.
Astrak.
No, it doesn't.
Rolling 4.
Yeah, switch is so good against this team.
Ooh, not with those rolls.
I think that might be the absolute worst 4 I could get.
Could still
Do you
just
know
be
how
two
fast
Wongs.
you can run?
That is not two Wongs.
I mean,
are not
two
wrong.
Wongs do often make a right.
Oh my god.
I beat you to it, Chris. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself,
I
mostly.
know. Okay, that's much better. He
Okay.
has enough for a Scarlet Witch and a
Okay.
sidekick
Yeah, that
on Laurier's turn.
perfectly sets up his bag.
I think that's the move. He might go Mimic. He might try and do a ramp strategy, but I don't know if that's.
I just don't think it's bankable.
I think you're better off, yeah.
Is your phone ringing?
No.
Okay. Wasn't mine. I heard something buzzing.
Okay.
All right. So
I think it was Mr. Fix It.
I shriek 3,
Oh
and
man,
I will pass turn in priority to you.
he's
When you
trying to
pass my
go.
priority, I
He's
use
trying to
it.
go for blanking Mr. Fix It early. I just think the
My turn?
blanking the or using Scarlet Witch to hinder his action rolls
You
would
are
have been better.
appreciated. You
It's
figured
just
out.
with Hellfire Club coming out, that's just going to kill her anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But you do force him to go the Hellfire
I
Club
will Heimdall.
route,
True.
which
True.
has its own problems.
And then you
there's a
buy a
typical,
Shriek.
So I'm gonna be buying a
Or a Scarlet Witch next turn?
Oh,
of my own.
Oh.
Pass
Okay, so
priority.
we're gonna go into the
I'm
Shriek
not getting
Wars
my own
here.
sidekick.
Which the second
And
person
pass.
always loses.
Okay. For
if things roll
You mean the
correctly.
person going first?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just needs one of those to come up with a bolt so he can purchase.
I think he was quite possibly going to buy Shriek anyways that turn. All right.
Yeah, that's a nice turn. You can Heimdall, you can feel the sidekick, and you can buy a Wong.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
Yikes.
Who can out dad joke each other?
I'm gonna purchase Wong
I don't know, man.
for 2.
I'm a little worn out. I had a
I'm going to
exciting
Heimdall,
day. I went out to my uncle's for Mother's Day, and the kids
And I will
were playing
give you
outside the entire
priority.
time.
That's
Nice.
back.
and on to you.
All right.
That sun was a little hot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, if Nick was really clever here, he could have
That kind of-
pretended to buy a Wong, but actually put a Hulk dice into his use pile. They are very
Ben,
similar.
is that
in
why?
colour.
Is that why you're European national champion at 2016? Is that why?
Don't
maybe?
tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
UK. I said it. I said it
Oh,
wrong
you
earlier.
kidding?
Yeah, you kidding?
Yeah, kind of have to do that.
That was very Wong.
Mjolnir, turn.
Wow, Chris on his dad joke game tonight.
Without any context.
Let me make sure we didn't lose any viewers. Oh well, we lost all of our viewers.
Pass priority.
I don't care. I do this for me. If anyone watches, I'm cool with that.
You don't dad joke. You dad joke for life.
Yeah, this is my life.
1, 2, 3.
Like, I have a tattoo on my stomach that says dad jokes. That's
I hope
it.
not.
Just no other context. That's it.
That is also good. I think I just want that.
So what's he going for here? Is he just going for a fielding Wong and Alpha Strike with those sidekicks, or what?
He's got the shriek.
He's
He's
gonna make a
Okay.
bigger field as possible.
I'm gonna field a sidekick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to shriek your Mr. Fix-It.
Okay.
Ah,
I don't think that's a bad play, as long as he can get a switch out pretty quick.
Actually, let me.
he hasn't bought one yet though. That's the problem.
yeah.
No, that is the problem.
So Laurier still has a chance
don't
to
think
get
it's gonna
both
matter. I'm
Mr.
gonna
Fix-It
field
and Shriek out on his next
anything that-
clear and draw.
Yes, but
I'm
then Nick
going
has a
to
pretty
use
wild
actually
field,
to make
wide
one
field
blockable.
for Nick to actually get
And
through.
Passing priority.
Yeah.
Pass back.
I attack for 4.
Oh, he's at 4.
This is interesting.
You got him on max. Ouch. Okay. That's it.
Yep. And that's the turn.
All right. So 3 in bag, plus 1 of these.
Yeah.
Fix it.
So Nick's got a turn. He's got like a
Alright,
little
so
turn
what
to
do I do?
prepare here.
Yeah.
I do not keep this. This is entirely useless.
He hopes that proton cannon comes up.
Actually, no, correction. I keep 1 fist. The rest is completely useless.
Oh,
Okay.
That is
So that's
substantially
good.
better.
he can buy anything he wants
I'm
here.
gonna Buy myself a. What do I do?
That Hellfire Club's never going to be relevant
Actually pivot to that.
if he wants to do that and fix it in the same turn.
No.
He'd have to wait 2 or 3
My
more
first
turns.
instinct is probably the best. Hellfire Club. Pass priority.
He's going to go for it.
Go ahead.
I mean, I think he kinda has to.
Well, Nick really needs to get switch out now.
I draw
yeah,
2.
he hasn't done his ramp. He hasn't bought Switch yet. He's a little bit behind,
3, 4.
even though he's ahead on the points. Laurier is starting to crawl back the tempo, and I think eventually he's going to be able to get it with the plays that he's making.
There's that.
And he just keeps drawing Wongs.
Alright.
He could-
I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Change this into a bolt
Ooh.
via Mjolnir.
Yep.
Oh,
Purchase Scarlet Witch.
Goes for Scarlet Witch. Okay.
okay, I thought he was buying a Mjolnir. I was what?
Yeah, I was a little worried.
Pass.
He did say he was buying him on there.
on my
Yeah.
wall
Whew,
again.
okay.
It's only a 2/2.
Back in the game, Nick.
Priority,
Field the sidekick.
and I will attack with Wong for 2.
Okay, I'm at 14. That's it.
Because Laurier has
Alright,
now,
so,
I don't think he's
1,
going to be able to
2,
get a lethal.
3, 4.
No, he's not. He's going to be able to set up a kind of
Oh,
control turn for his Hellfire
This
Club
feeling
next turn,
particular
though.
Draw.
If he keeps rolling like this, he might not be able to get it.
That could end badly.
Well, he still has one spin down. Let me see if Nick
Gonna
has
reroll
another
both
spin
of them.
down on his team.
Yeah, there's Billy Club and bolts.
There's no Billy Club.
There is. Isn't there?
I
No.
did not expect quite that.
Oh no, Nick did
bad.
not have.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. What do I do here?
I was hoping it went really bad. But
Okay, so the
I
tempo
don't
is
think-
squarely in Nick's
so
arena, and
Heimdall?
the board is flipped completely backwards for
Mjolnir?
Laurier.
Laurier purchases a Hulk here.
Not he's got to pivot to
Priority of
something.
Possible strategy. Pass priority.
It's
and
just-
pass turn.
Draw 2.
He's gonna have to start
Harry's build.
Pinging his stuff, because once he gets Shriek out, he's not gonna have
3,
choice.
4. Sad times. No Wong.
He doesn't
Well-
want Wong right now, does he? Shriek, yeah, Scarlet Witch is the better choice.
Question.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Well-
gonna do that.
It's possible for Laurier to win next turn.
I mean,
But-
yeah, since Scarlet Witch didn't come out, yeah,
Alright.
He has to have like a
For
ridiculous
2.
draw though.
I'm gonna purchase
He'll get it.
20
he'll get the ridiculous draw.
for
I don't know about his
1.
rolls.
I'm gonna
Alright,
purchase an
so what does he need to draw
automatic
next turn?
weapon.
He needs to
Hellfire
draw
Club.
Hellfire.
And I
He
will
needs to draw
pass.
Mr. Fix-It, and he needs to draw either Proton Cannon or Shriek so that he can double energy and
Yeah, I'm
use
gonna
it that
pass
way.
Turn in priority to you.
He still has the 2 energy
So,
into
one
his
die in bag.
prep.
Right. So we're talking like if he wants to win in one swing, he
Oh,
still
this
needs
could be
that Shriek
feeling hell.
or something else.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Feeling hell's gonna happen next turn.
He almost has it.
Okay.
He
That
can
is
Shriek.
That's good. That's good.
That is less interesting.
He could. He might Shriek Scarlet Witch here,
Yeah,
'Cause-
and that could come in very handy. Now the question is.
because
Then
this.
Fix It is still turned off though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nick's
but he has Hellfire coming out of the bag. He needs to roll actions.
That's a good point.
Reroll
that is
these.
true. Good call.
Both of his win cons are
Not what I wanted.
actions.
Hmm.
I'm gonna field myself a bunch of sidekicks.
He can still
I'm gonna
spin
pay
him
one to
down.
field a. Yeah, I'm gonna pay 1 to field a Shriek. And I am going to Shriek your Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
Okay, good call.
Interesting.
Follows through.
Okay.
that's he has to do that.
I will
Yep.
then pass priority.
Scarlet is
So Laurier is set up for his next turn
I'm
is
going
a
to do
better
sidekick of my own.
Okay.
just win con, win strike.
So the use of the Magic Missile
Attack
Global
with two
still
sidekicks
comes
of
in
my own.
handy for Nick here
Yeah.
if he can get enough energy.
Needs to let these through.
For the ramp! Or do damage.
Yeah, it's just then he can get. Well, I mean
Hmm.
it sputters out
I don't-
his.
How much do I want? Right
Yeah, I mean Nick here might be able to benefit from those 2 extra sidekicks and the fact that he can then Magic Missile the Shriek.
I'm gonna take the.
Okay, but you don't want to give Laurier extra energy to
And
get
wait.
bolts.
What did
And fielding
Laurier attacked with 2? He took 2 off Nick. All right.
I'll draw 4,
Yes.
Okay.
and yes, Scarlet is blank.
So what Nick needs to do is just remember to keep a mask so he can field a sidekick
body.
after the Hellfire Club is used,
And just
and that forces Laurier to get Hellfire Club and
I definitely want to.
The Proton Cannon?
the Proton Cannon.
oh, no! Don't reroll Scarlet Witch. He needed another lightning bolt, but yeah.
He has one in the form of
He-
spinning a sidekick down.
He needs 3 though. He needed 1 more.
What to get rid of the
Alright.
Shriek?
Yeah.
I'm gonna field.
I don't
I
think.
don't-
Getting...
I agree with Ben here. I don't think shooting the Shriek down
I'm gonna go ahead
prematurely
and
was a good
Heimdall.
call because you could let the Hellfire Club do the
2
work.
sidekicks over,
Yeah.
and
I mean, he needed to do the Scarlet Witch.
You need to keep a mask because that forces Laurier with the Hellfire and the Proton
maybe
Cannon.
I could do that.
Yep.
Chat, what do you see over here? Do y'all see any viable
I'll change
options for this?
into a bolt. And field
Okay.
my Scarlet.
There you go.
Okay.
It's still blanked, but
She's on her 5/3 side at least.
He needs to save that for sidekick on
And
Laurier's turn.
see.
he's just using. I guess he's using the Scarlet Witch to soak up some damage in case the Hellfire doesn't come up,
Yeah. I mean,
and the
she-
I'm
Proton
gonna purchase
does.
an improvised weapon.
oh.
Okay.
Yikes!
And call it a day.
Call it a
Cross
day.
off the sidekick from used, and okay, we'll see what this turns into.
All right. So
Fix it, sidekick.
he's only going to be drawing 4. If he doesn't get it exactly how he needs it, it could be rough.
He still needs to field.
Could be heaven or it could be hell. Or it could be both. This is pretty much both. You're currently at 18. Oh boy.
He can.
No, he's not in trouble here
Then
though,
you're the
No,
one
he's
making the
not.
decision.
because he can
Yeah,
millionaire down
well,
one of
this is,
his.
Well, it could still be 16, right?
probably-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
he's
it's still
good.
short.
Whereas if he had kept that one
Okay.
mask, it would be none.
Yep.
So, can bring you down to 2 if that.
Nick's still rolling too much. If he does manage
Yeah,
to,
I'm gonna do it.
okay. Nick's
only
still
have
rolling
global
too much
ball.
though. Energy is, as far as energy goes, on
K3.
his next turn. If
fix it.
Laurier KOs his whole
Yeah.
field,
Hellfire Club. Everything but fix it dies.
I will roll many dice.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an open field
Like me.
next
It
turn.
may very well.
So
I will declare an attack step.
Nick
which
could
fix
take it.
And I will ping him with magic missile.
Well, Nick has to
16
take it.
damage to you.
Yeah, he does have to take it.
Yes, that is.
Whereas with a question mark, that would have been
Damage.
0 damage.
I should have
Yeah.
kept a map. Or wait, no, I don't have that. Or well, no, I could have. Okay.
All
2 to
right.
14,
Hearing the
and
But,
got
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
Nick does have an empty field to roll
Yeah,
into
this may
here,
come
and he
back to
does
bite.
have.
he
I mean, if it comes back on its 5 face.
he has Laurier down to 14.
Well,
Yeah.
only one improvised weapon, and no.
And
you
does
are
that
beat.
Wong make all the sidekicks plus 2
No.
defense?
No, it's the 2 cost.
Oh.
He needs that switch on.
Yeah, he
At
really
least level
does.
2 or 3. And needs to save all the fists he can.
Keep the fist, keep the fist, keep the fist. Oh.
honestly, guys, I don't think he sees the Hulk Global as being useful in this instance.
Oh, man, he didn't get
Okay.
that.
He shrieks the shriek here for sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
I believe you have a proton cannon only in your bag.
Correct.
So, Joy, I get to gamble.
That's a 50-50 I would not want to take.
Okay.
If he's
So-
thinking about using improvised weapon here.
If he gets it to roll, could be interesting. Because
I
he's
mean,
got
still-
Wong on the 2/2 side.
The most
I
damage he
feel
could
that, I'm gonna
possibly
feel that.
do is
I'm going to field Shriek.
13 here.
And
If he buys Hulk and gets Hulk,
I'm going to blank your Hulk this time.
oh, never mind.
Okay.
I think that's a good call.
He can spin down his sidekick, buy Hulk, improvise weapon,
See.
and he'd have lethal.
Keep that.
He
Yeah, but it's a 50-50 though.
he could do that.
Good.
I don't know. Maybe risk that.
I would go for the Scarlet Witch because her level 3 side can have +5.
I know, but that's not lethal, right? So Shriek is 3. Wong,
Mhm.
I think, is
2.
2.
Nice too.
That's 5. 6 with the sidekick. Oh yeah, you only on. You couldn't do.
Already
Yeah,
rerolled.
I would take the 50-50 personally.
it's still not game though. It's still one short.
If he gets what
The
can he?
level 7 Hulk. It's the 7 attack Hulk. It's still not game.
Oh.
He comes up one short in all cases on that one.
12, 13, 14. No.
All right.
Oh wait, yeah, because he has to
That
roll down.
brings
Never
your
mind. You're right.
focus
You're right.
to
You're right.
another
Right.
Wong.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
All right.
8.
I'm
Man.
gonna use improvised
Laurier
weapon
can also
on
just
my
use
Wong,
the
glowing Wong,
Insect Plague Global to do a sidekick through.
and not good.
And beef him up,
He'll
yeah.
roll and prep a die.
Yeah.
Boost his attack.
So Nick needs to
see.
keep both the bolt and the mask, probably. The bolt just to ping off a sidekick.
Yep.
I am going to hold there. Or well,
Yeah, hold there.
I
Hold.
want to.
Chodo, you seem to be in the same camp as Chris
Yeah.
about that 50-50.
I don't think
Yeah.
All right. Pass turn to you.
Okay.
If he had one more energy, it would make more sense.
Bag is
Ah.
refilled, and I get 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
boy.
He
See,
could win
even
here.
Okay.
Yeah, even if Hulk is blanked, he can still proton cannon.
Make that 617.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
This game.
Okay.
Ah.
I believe.
Yeah, no, he has all the fists.
More than likely, you have a 2-2 Wong.
Remember, Hulk is blanked, so he can't use her global.
Oh, no, but he has all
I'm
the
gonna
fists as
reroll
well.
Oh, he can also shriek. He can also shriek the shriek.
my safest
But he
way
can
to
just
deal with
pump.
it.
He has proton
Yeah.
cannon, right?
It
And has
doesn't.
pump.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Field Hulk, Hellfire Club, your stuff dies.
Yep. He
That
should
was
probably
great.
blank
Field
Professor
Shriek,
X.
Blanking. Doesn't
Professor
matter.
X.
Blanking your shriek for fun.
Doesn't matter, it's game.
Then,
Oh yeah, that's true.
I will declare an attack step. Well, I will pass priority.
I'm going to field my own sidekick.
I'm gonna ping him out.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna attack with
All right.
Hulk. Give him Overcrush, even though it's not blocked. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't
And-
think there was a way I could come back from that ending.
Yeah, not really.
That
Alright.
misplay with buying the improvised weapon
Put this team to the drawing
has
board.
cost Nick.
I feel like I should probably go with the team up.
Team up definitely
Team
would
up
have done him some
probably
good
help
here.
you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team up with
get
Insect
your
Plague.
improvised weapon.
Well,
get
but I know,
team
but
up.
Nick would have been fine if he had just not bought that improvised weapon and just made
Yeah,
a
I mean,
sidekick.
team up with.
Oh yeah.
With Insect Plague. Ooh.
Yeah. Insect Plague
Okay,
with
those
team
are
up is
some nasty
gross.
shenanigans there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, these two.
I'm gonna end the stream here, fellas.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Okay.
your sound cut
I
out
mean,
there.
these are the two main
Thanks everybody
game
for watching.
stealers.
Hope you
Yeah.
guys have a
Mine's
great
just
night.
buffing
So
them.
Laurier's moving on. It was a tough
There's a reason
match.
on game
It went
one why I
2-1, so it was
immediately
really
blocked
good.
Wong,
So,
because I could see that
Ben,
coming.
Joe, always a
Yeah,
pleasure.
Usually I've gone with the approach.
Same.
of
Have a good night,
leading you
everyone.
on T, playing
Take care,
improvised
everybody.
weapon to send Wong.